LifeProof suggests, actually they strongly urge, they recommend, they say it's the most important test, that you make sure that the LifeProof case, when empty, is still waterproof. So what they have you do, and you can see their promotional video, is they have you actually close the case completely, and they say to use something with water in it. They said to put it in a sink with a coffee cup on top of it. I actually just took this jar, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the case inside, and I'm going to seal the jar. So now the LifeProof case is in the jar, and I'm supposed to leave it here for an hour. And in an hour, come back and make sure that there's no water inside, that everything is nice and dry. And if that's the case, I can then put the iPhone into the LifeProof case and be confident that it's watertight. The other thing that's really interesting to note here is that they're very clear about the fact that this is not a case you're intended to put on and off often. You're actually supposed to put it on and leave it on. That way the seals stay healthy, the phone stays protected, and you can be confident that you've set it up right. And that's why it's so great that it's such a light, small, minimalistic case to begin with. It's actually smaller than most all-weather terrain cases that I've used. So we'll be back in an hour to check out the test of this LifeProof case as it soaks in a jar of water. Okay, so it's been an hour. We're going to take the LifeProof case out of the jar. We're going to vigorously shake it as they recommended. And I'm going to switch positions, dry it off, and we're going to open it up. So here is the LifeProof case. I've dried it off. They recommend getting it open by going like this and just open it up here by putting a coin over here. And then what they say to do is to not torque it, but to go side by side all the way around. And as you can see, it's completely dry inside, so I'm good to go. I can actually prepare my iPhone to be put into the LifeProof case. So let's take a quick look at the iPhone when it's in the case. I've already put it in. As you can see, it's not really a huge case. Let's compare it to a few different cases before we even look at the case itself. So this is the LifeProof case, and this is the Senna Hampton that we reviewed. You can see it's actually the same width, the same size, and this is not waterproof, obviously. That's the Senna. This here is the Hex case that I like a lot, except that it doesn't have a camera cutout. But again, it's the same height. You actually begin to see how really incredible the LifeProof is. It's really an amazing engineering feat, quite frankly. And finally, something that's going to get a lot of use over the next couple of weeks is the Mophie Juice Pack Air. And if you look, the Mophie is actually thicker than the LifeProof. Now, obviously, this is a battery and this is not, but this is waterproof and this is not. The LifeProof case is not that much bigger than most of the cases that you would use on a daily basis. Let's take a walk around it. There's the power button up here. Here is the headphone jack, but it's covered. We'll come back to that in a second. There's an opening for the microphone, but it is sealed because this is a waterproof case. Around the side, you've got the mute toggle here, volume up and down, and you've got a bumper that actually protects these buttons from getting accidentally pushed. Around this bottom, you've got the speaker and the mic. Also, they're covered. They allow sound through in both directions, but they are waterproof. You have the slot for getting it open. Here you have the cover for the dock connector, which flips down. And a little bit deep, so you're not going to be able to use all dock connectors, but you can use the Apple ones, among others. On the back, you have the opening for the camera and the flash. So the headphone actually unscrews, and they actually give you an extra one of these, assuming you're going to lose it. And you now have the headphone buried pretty deep inside. What you really want to do probably is use the included cable, which screws in, and it, in the process, creates a nice tight seal. And now you can use any headphones you want because you have this nice long adapter. And if you want, you can actually use a pair of waterproof headphones. And as I said, this is a waterproof case. Personally, I don't see swimming with this, But what I do see is that if you're going to be out and about, if it's raining, if you're doing a lot of winter sports or summer sports, this is a great case for insurance, more than anything else. Pop it on. As you can see, there is very, very little disruption of the touchscreen when you're using this case. Very little, if any at all, actually. You have to press a little bit harder, but honestly, that's not really a big deal. Once you get used to it, it works just fine. And just to show that you can use the buttons, here's the camera, and let's take a picture. So the buttons work just fine also. So this is the LifeProof case for the iPhone 4 and iPhone 4S. It is really amazing, thin, fairly light, crush-proof, shock-proof, water and dust-proof. This is Dan for Gear Diary. Thanks for watching.